Michelle O'Connor, your business growth coach, and I'm passionate about helping entrepreneurs realize the dreams that they have and really push through for growth. And today we have with us Jody K. Edwards, and Jody K. is a business coach, a digital expert, and visibility strategist. And don't we all want to be visible? I don't know about you, but we all want to be visible. And this digital world sometimes can feel very complicated. And so we're happy that we have her with us to help you make your business visible. So as we talk about in this series, we're talking about how entrepreneurs can get to success. So tell us in your words, how do you define success?
Oh, I love this question because I always say success is relative. It's really going to be depending on the individual, but a lot of times we get success mixed up with what we see, and we try and adapt other people's version of success as our own. So we might see people on Instagram or online, or even we might know someone in person with our dream car or the mansion, or, you know, the life where they're on the beach, or their business is at 100K months, and we're like, that's it. Once I get here, that's my version of success. But I always challenge people to look internally, because what we see really plays into like the subconscious programming that goes on in our mind. So that version of success that we see might not actually be something that's in alignment with what we want. So to me, success is really finding pure alignment between your mind, body, soul, and you are acting in alignment with your purpose. And when you're acting in alignment with your purpose, you're really tuned in to what that level, or I should say, what that feeling that we yearn for brings. So meaning you can have a successful life, you can experience your version of success at a place in your life where you might not have all those things that other people are defining as their version of success.
I love it, Jordan. I love when you said that when you're in alignment with what the feeling brings, you know, because as you say, and we've been talking about it with, and I think I'm happy that all our entrepreneurs, even though you don't know each other, all our experts are on the same page. And guys, these are persons who've been there, they've yearned for it, someone has achieved it, and then they realize, oh no, this is not it, it's something more. And a lot of persons end up taking a step back to figure out what it is that I'm aligned to. So when you talk about, you know, what's the feeling that you want, and is what I'm doing aligned to that? And that's how you know when you get there, because it's not anything tangible. You can get the big house, you can get the nice car, you can have all the money in the bank account, and you still feel empty. And that is why Jody ensures that whatever we're doing is aligned with our soul. So as we talk about success and we talk about how it is that we get there, how does visibility impact the success of your business?
Visibility is 100% key, because when we are putting ourselves out there, odds are everyone listening to this right now has a bigger purpose. They have something that's beyond themselves. It's not just the money, it's not just the fame or the fortune or the cool interviews or all of those things, the followers. It's because hopefully you are trying to put something into the world that's going to change the way that we are all experiencing life. And my purpose here, I have it on my About Me page, or even my speaker page. If you go to www.jodykerris.com/speak to me, you're going to see it right there. My purpose in life is to leave a legacy that leaves legacies. So whatever I'm building, it's not just about me. It's something that when I work with my clients, when I speak or do different events and things like that, my presence and my purpose and mission is going to affect other people. And with that said, this is where visibility is important, because a lot of us dim our light. A lot of us decide, well, it's not ready yet, or now's not the perfect time, or, well, I can't do this as well as that person is doing it. And I always encourage everyone to look within, look within. You're going to get so sick of hearing me say that, but it is so crucial that we put up a barrier between what is happening externally and what is happening internally, and try to not let that affect us as much, because that's where we need to unlearn and we need to learn all these different things. So if we're so focused on what's happening externally and realizing that something is out of dissonance, like we're not experiencing that. So internally, we feel sad, we feel depressed, we feel anxious, we feel we're not motivated anymore. And eventually, from all of those feelings, we dim our own light. It's almost like putting a snuffer on a candle, where literally we're taking everything that's happening externally and we're looking at ourselves and saying, man, I don't have the car, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have the really cool purpose or the mission or all of those things yet. And what happens is we dim our light and we get smaller and we get smaller and we get smaller. And it's that place where we're operating too small that we are really hurting our visibility. And if we really can attach ourselves to the purpose, right, the larger than life mission, now we can be more excited and have a different mindset around gaining visibility for our business. And because this is all going to be dependent on you, the individual, right? I'm all about what do you need? What are your unique needs to show up for your business, but also like handle your personal life so you can show up for your business and operate at the level that you want to. Is, I take people through like clarity, confidence, and cash flow, is understanding how to build a business that you feel good going visible with, right? Whether that or getting visible, that modality through which you do that. Is that going live? Is that doing events? Is that collaborations? That's like the biggest business secret. It's not necessarily who has the best sales copy, who has the best event, who has the best whatever. It's who's showing up in their truest authentic self in alignment, because now that alignment is like the only business strategy that they're going to need. And that helps them to gain visibility. When you're tapped into your intuition, when you know which way to pivot, when you also aren't so focused on what's happening externally, where you can say, well, I'm really confident, I'm so down to show up on this Instagram live or this Facebook live without a full face of makeup all the time. And you feel you have clarity in where you're going. So you've built the confidence to be where you need to go. That's really what I talk about when I say visibility. So at the surface level, it's not just post on Instagram 12 times a day and be on all the social media apps, be on TikTok, be on Facebook, be on Pinterest, all these things. It's not that. There is that aspect to, once you are acting in alignment, once you've found your clarity, once you've embraced, I call it like your royal, your regal energy of this just like embodiment of, like kings and queens. Once you've tapped into that confidence, you're able to get your thoughts out, right, in a way where you're not second guessing it. Like even now, I've definitely messed up a handful of times. I've said the wrong words in the wrong order, but even just me being here, I'm not like super embarrassed about that. So it's just being really confident that I'm on the path that I'm supposed to be on. Things might not be 100%, see, just did it right there. We just keep moving, right? 100% perfect. But if we can embrace those 3 C's, as I like to call them, we're going to be on our way to that cash flow. And so that level of visibility brings that high level of cash flow that we're looking for, but it's not experiencing burnout on all of these social media apps.
And it's important. It's an important point to even repeat, Jody, when you said that how you explain visibility, because when persons hear visibility, they think I need to be present on social media and I need to be present on all of them and I need to be there every day. But when you talk about visibility as showing up as your true self, ensuring that you have clarity and confidence, it means, you know what, if I'm going to be going out once per day, once per week, I'm good with that because it's in alignment with who I am and what I want to give to the world. And I know that this one time when I show up, I'm good. And when you talk about confidence, it means that I'm not just looking at what everybody else is doing and trying to do it. I am confident that how I am appearing to the world is the way I want to, and it is in alignment with what I want. And it goes back to even what you said before. It's giving you the feeling that you really desire. So I absolutely love it. And in one of our interviews yesterday, and that's why I'm saying, guys, you want to check out all our interviews, the topic was really about leaving a legacy, where the coach was helping us to understand that you're not just here to be busy and do what everybody else is doing, but as you said, you want to leave a legacy that builds legacy. And I absolutely love that. So, as we talk about tools and systems, how can an entrepreneur, or what tools and systems exist for an entrepreneur to use in terms of being visible and getting to the desired end state that they want?
Yes, we have like the actual tools, the project management tools to get organized and take all of that noise that we experience of like, let me try this, let me be here. So once we have found our platform, utilizing what I like to call my flow formula. So the flow formula goes through F, which is finding it, learning to love it or loving it, observing it, and then working like an aligned CEO. So this process is really within the F section of finding it. You're finding your platforms, you're finding your niche, you're finding your messaging, you're finding your audience, you're finding everything before you move on to a place where you're feeling good about it. And so when I coach my clients through that framework, this part is part of it. Where can you start in terms of, or what tools can you use in terms of gaining visibility for your business? Well, that's going to be fully dependent on you.
Yeah,
And you can always use Instagram as one, but then you can also use ClickUp. I'm really obsessed with ClickUp lately. In terms of a project management software, there's Asana, there's Trello. Once you've decided, okay, I'm going to gain my visibility on Instagram, but I'm going to plan my captions in later, or I'm going to write my captions down in a Google Doc, and then I'm going to utilize this XYZ thing for my hashtag strategy. So we can't get to the systems and tools essentially without understanding what feels good to you. Someone
yeah,
might prefer to hang out in Trello versus Asana because the aesthetic is completely different, or the way their brain operates is completely different. But those are just a handful of tools that people can definitely research. Same with email marketing. There's, ConvertKit. I personally love MailerLite. It's not MailChimp. I don't recommend MailChimp at all because they've changed a lot, even just the last 2 years, where the automation that you need for your sales funnel, and again, visibility tool, I call this like your 6-figure sales funnel, it's limited. So MailerLite might be considered, I guess maybe to some people, like still kind of like basic level, because MailChimp is considered basic level. But I love MailerLite. And so it's funny because not a lot of people in my industry are using it. They're using ConvertKit, right? I use Teachable. They're using Kajabi, but
yeah,
I love Teachable. It's not even a thing. It first started out with a thing of like budget, but now it's like, I don't want to leave. I love how bubbly and clean and pretty and customizable it is. And I have experience in this for like 5+ years, so I don't have to go learn something new. So
yeah.
that's a huge part of it, right? Is understanding that.
And I love what you said, that, there are options out there. And that's what we want to bring across the person, that there are options. And you can't sit down and just wait on someone to tell you what it is that you want to do. Because some person may like MailChimp, like you. I like MailerLite because it is so simple and clear. And my flowcharts are just like the best thing ever. So, and I know persons are like, okay, I like Kajabi or I like Teachable. And guys, these are platforms that you have to start using it, and then you decide what you want to do. So if you're not sure, you can pay for a month, try it out, and you can always change. That is it. That's the best part of it. You're not tied to this thing forever. So there are tools out there. The important thing is, and you would have heard from all our other experts as well, that you need to take the time to plan. You need to take the time to plan. Entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, don't just wake up and things happen for them. They make things happen. And they make it happen because they are intentional about it. So if you want to be visible, if you want to show up as your best self, and your best self doesn't mean how you look on the external side, it's how you feel at the end of the day. You want to show up like that, you have to plan and you have to prepare. So that's what we're getting from Jody.
That's a wonderful recap. Girl, I'm just gonna go. You got this.
All right, so Jody, you are a digital expert and we exist in a virtual world, right? What are some of the strategies you can suggest to our experts to increase their visibility? So I know we spoke about the different tools and, making sure that it's aligned on your inside. Is there anything else that we can share with them, even as they talk about your flow formula, which I love. So I already love your clarity, confidence, and cash flow. And then you have your flow formula. Is there any one of those two that you want to just give us a little bit of insight into?
Yeah, that, it all flows. So literally the next part of the flow formula is the O portion, which is observing your metrics and observing what works so you can make sure you're working efficiently and effectively. A lot of entrepreneurs don't understand this part or don't even build a business that gets to this part because they're so focused on all the wrong things. And that's why we're here as coaches to guide you. I love what you said earlier about like, we're not just waking up and things are happening. We're waking up and being intentional with our frameworks, with our formulas, with our processes and systems. And we're able to say, hey, this is a great way that works. If this is in alignment with you, give it a go, right? You know, try it and see what level of success you can reach with that. But that right there, try it and see what level of success you can reach with it, is a perfect segue into understanding your metrics. So what you're what you're learning in the O portion of the full formula is how to understand what your output is. So your input, I should say. So what you're putting into all of these different platforms, the email list, the social media platform, that always gives you an output, always. And even if you're not looking at it, it's still telling you something.
Yeah.
So we have to look at it to now say, well, if I want to increase my visibility and I have found the platforms that I'm going to be on, I found my message, I found my marketing plan, all those things, and I've learned to love it. It's working in a system that feels good to me where I understand my own workflow. Then now I'm just going to be looking at that. So when I post on Instagram on Wednesday at 2 p.m. and I post about this piece of content, and whole different topic for a whole different day, but what I like to call my content buckets, your metrics really, really help you to say, well, this piece of content in your content bucket works really, really well. So you can get so detailed to say, well, I noticed that when I post on 2 p.m. on Wednesdays that my audience they love it. They are super engaging. They're asking questions. They're answering my things on my polls. But then I realized that one time or two times I posted on 2 p.m. on a Wednesday and I got zero traffic. So what does that tell you? It can always go to say, well, the first thing you've identified by observing is that Wednesday at 2 p.m. works great. That's awesome. But don't stop there. If you want to gain visibility, if you want to scale, you have to understand what the output is telling you from the input that you're doing. So now because my action changed, I changed a variable up here. So I can't stay measuring the same thing. And of
Yeah.
course, as a business coach, this is where I come in, and I don't necessarily even love numbers, but I love cash flow and visibility. Of course, right? But within that, I'm saying, okay, the variable change means that I'm getting a different response. What does that say? So now it might be that they love hearing me talk about my cash flow formula, or I can even say people love it when I talk about the cash flow calendar 12-month profit planner, but they might not love it so much when I talk about the Instagram plan workshop, right? So from there, I can even use that to increase my launches, and the strategy that I use to get my launches more visible, to fill my programs, to gain exposure to new audiences based off of who is sharing what, when is a Twitter quote going to go viral, or is a reel for me going to go viral. And for me this year, I've definitely had experience with both, and now I'm looking at what can I replicate. This reel got 17,000 views, and this Twitter graphic got 1,000, I think last time I checked, like 1,400 likes, I think is what it's at right now. Like, when I normally average 100, 150, like on a good day. So that's where I'm at realistically looking at those numbers, but there's going to be numbers before those numbers that you look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's I love that you're getting into the numbers, because some entrepreneurs say, oh, I don't like numbers. You like cash flow. And if you want to get that at the end of the day, you have to like numbers. And what I'm getting from what you're saying, Jody, and for those who are watching, is you need to take the time, just like with a store, they close for stock taking. You have to have some time where you're doing some stock taking. So whether it is at the end of the week, these 2 hours, it's dedicated to looking at my numbers, looking at what I've been doing, looking at the emails I've been sending out, what's the click rate, I'm looking at the posts I'm making, what's the engagement, what's the like, what's the share, whatever metrics you are measuring, you have to take some time. And first you have to know what you're measuring. So therefore, it's really important, guys, that you take the time to do it if you're running a business, unless you're going to pay a company to get it done for you. But if you're not, you have to do it yourself. And even if you're paying somebody to do it, you still need to meet with them to understand what it's saying, because you have to know what you're doing. It's like I was talking to someone the other day, and I said to them, I notice when I do a video, regardless of what the video is about, my engagement skyrockets. I will post something with just words. Yeah, people like it, but, and I'm like, okay, so my audience loves when I talk to them. If that is what people like, then go right ahead and do it. You know, these are the people who you're here to serve. So they, everything that Jody's selling is not going to just fall out of the sky. You have to take the time and you have to plan. So I'm asking all my experts this question, Jody. As entrepreneurs, what is the most important question that one should ask oneself?
Ooh. Well, you already probably know what I'm going to say, but it's, does this align with my higher self? You know, the version that I'm trying to be, is this something that is in alignment with that, you know, my soul's blueprint, like my plan to get to where I want to go?
Love it. And that is a perfect way to end. And I mean, it feels like it could go on and on forever because we're getting so much juicy stuff from Jody. But guess what, guys? She is a business coach and you can access her anytime you want. So I'm going to give Jody an opportunity now to just tell us a little bit about what she does, what she's offering, and how it is that you can gain access to her services.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna keep it, I like to say, keep it cute and then put it on mute, short and sweet. You know, kind of what you got a taste of here is really what I teach, is how to help people embody that version of themselves so they can close the timeline to where they are now, so they can experience the life that they want, you know. So meaning even like visualization, going a little bit deeper on not just sitting there and thinking about what type of life do I want, how can I visualize the cash flow in my account before it shows up, but we have to take action. And that action can be in alignment with you, where I'm not the business coach. If that's what you're looking for, don't consume my content. Don't, you know, hit me up. If you're just looking for someone who's going to give you a cut, copy, and paste answer to say, this is what I did, this is what you need to do, that's not me at all. So it's really making sure that you're willing to expand your mind so you can expand your bank account. And this is what I teach in all of my programs. My core program is right now a 6-figure business booster, which is a month-to-month coaching membership, cancel at any time. There are 3 tiers. Tier 1 is just access to this information and community support. Tier 2, at this time of this recording, you get 2 brief, you know, coaching touch points, and tier 3, you get 3 brief coaching touch points and more access to like my visibility circle is what I call it. So it's really depending on the level of support that you're looking for in your business. 6 Biz Booster is here to help you boost your mind, boost your business, and boost your bank account. And you can find out more information by going to bit.ly/6 Biz Booster.
Thank you, Jody. And we will ensure that all the links to what Jody's offering is right below this video, so you can go ahead and click and check it out. And you know, there's something that came to me as Jody was talking, that she brings her personality. I can sense her personality in what she does. So, you know, it's not just rigid and you're just going to get the work and get it done, but she's really tapping into you and she's bringing her personality out to also serve you. So thank you so much, Jody, and thank you guys for coming on. It's such a juicy conversation. I feel like I could go on and on and on and on and on forever. But thank you guys, and go ahead and ensure that you are sharing, ensure that you are telling your friends about it, have them register, have them sign up, and make sure that you're watching all the videos. I invite you to watch all the videos because there's more juicy stuff for you. And I am Michelle, and thank you so much again, Jody, for coming on today. It's really been a pleasure having you, and I hope that you guys were helped.